Hey glitches, it's Gigamax again. Obviously, last time we left off, we were gonna go around and check out the nearby villages while making our way to... I forgot what the place is called actually. Where is it? I know we're here. We're making our way to Dragon's Breath, I think it's called, the crystal. But back to the hometown. But in order to do that, we're gonna have to cross through the Iron Blood, I think they're called as well. Pretty much the people who had Jill, and while she was a dominant and everything, she was working for them. So yeah, I'm gonna be continuing that. Obviously, it goes without saying, if you wouldn't mind doing all the YouTube things, helping me get monetized. As you can see on screen, you can, the restrictions for monetization are lesser. Before, it was like 1,000 and then 4,000 and all this and that, the other thing. Difficult stuff to get to, but now it's at least obtainable within a shorter duration. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out, that'd be awesome. If I do get monetized, I can upgrade, and I really do need to upgrade. Sadly I can't fork over the money at the moment for that exclusively. But, only one thing left to do, and that's to do. Come on, Chocobo.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Thankfully, I got a Chocobo now.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
His mom is tripping.
Like the miller's son.
All right, I heard you the first time.
She's going on the warpath for what reason?
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
This is the next person we need to talk to.
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours.
Ooh, you do have what I need though. Ah, stupid thing.
Much obliged.
And some more of that.
Here you are.
And some more of
You won't be
this.
disappointed.
I want to buy this, but at the same time, I know I shouldn't at the
I
moment.
suppose we won't be seeing you again.
What does that mean? Wow. Just assuming your clientele's gonna die. That's not good business.
We're going hunting. For outlaws. How'd you like that, boy?
If they're hunting for outlaws, they're not doing a good job.
Husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then, he wouldn't have needed to.
Yeah, I agree. Clive's father was a good man. Sadly, he got betrayed in the worst way possible. At the worst time possible.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now.
You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Man, people in this town are shallow. Luckily, it's only the young ones who don't know no better. At least not yet.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
I have a feeling that probably won't be the case. These people have already bought what she's selling, and what she's selling is a load of bull. Yeah.
This will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Oh, look, Fallen Hunter.
Ever since the apocalypse, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. We're not going to like it.
Give me something! Stay down! It's over.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'm kind of, I still have mixed feelings about this one. Oh, that sucks. It turned off before I could use it.
Ready, go?
Might have been a really good application of it. But it just means I gotta wait a little longer. Oh look, some more people to use it on.
All right.
Be safe.
this? Oh, it's a chest, apparently. Lunge. 5%. Really not even worth, you know. It's not even worth looking at, honestly. Who are you guys? Oh, Black Shields.
More of my mother's men.
And they never saw it coming. Or they did see it coming, they just couldn't stop it. Weird way to call. Weird way to call a chocobo, but you know, whatever. Also, what's the lifespan of chocobos anyways? This thing's been alive for 18 years. Hopefully I don't constantly need to keep track of things' ages and whatnot. All these games, different dismounts. Is it triangle, circle, square? Am I supposed to hold it down? Am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? Am I supposed to press 2 buttons simultaneously? Just come up with one consistent way to get off of something. What's in here? A couple of goodies.
No use calling Ambrosia now. Faster!
There's always a reason to call Ambrosia.
Straight home now.
Yeah, it's still gonna take a second to get used to that. And we're here. At least as close to here as we can get.
Blood, Clive.
No, it's just red water.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true secret.
Yeah, the damage on that is really weak. Okay, who's healing you? Yeah, you need to stop that. Another killer elbow execution. As life should be.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you? We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Seriously, what is these people's major malfunction? I am struggling to comprehend what they even gained from any of this. What? Seriously, what are the Brandeds? What is the deal with them?
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Jesus. It's just another Eastpool slaughter. For what reason? Like, if you're gonna slaughter people, at least give a reason. You're just blatantly murdering people.
Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith. Come on. Run like the wind. I can walk from here.
They never let me really ride the chocobo.
Didn't happen to come by way of Old Hill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
Well, at least they're leaving. Any sane person would, honestly.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
Oh, how am I to sell my wares if they won't let us in?
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself. This bitch is crazy.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Well, that's not reassuring at all.
Not here.
Ready, go?
We're not alone.
Let's just hurry up and get to the next place.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Jeez. And here I was praising the
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
I was praising the environment just as a like base thing, and then they go and throw this at us. So dreary and gloomy.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-ripped dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here!
Oh, enough
Fuck off! And you jealous bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
I feel like any other way they try to find will lead to fighting a lot more people.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus.
Great, we're going
Find our way into the city there.
going into the creepy city, exactly what I
If
wanted to.
you're sure. And the entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
So we
The
went.
good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
So we went from Final Fantasy to Resident Evil or DMC, whichever one you want to. This looks more like Village, though, to be completely honest. The game went from bright colors to grays and washed out colors. Fits the theme at the moment, most definitely. Gotta give them props on that. Nothing better than environmental storytelling. And they left the doors unlocked for some reason.
This is nothing like I remember it.
quickly a crown can lose its luster.
So, this looks like it's going to be a fight arena at some point. Good to know, good to know. That, or when things get brought back to normal, it'll go to being a thriving business area. Yeah, I think that may actually be more so the case.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Hey, they're just to themselves. And that took out a good bit of them. Yeah, I don't know what they well, I guess they expected to see marks, but honestly, if you see some guy wearing some nice looking armor and whatnot with this, you know, epic looking sword, probably shouldn't mess with them just off of base, you know, knowledge of. Look at him, for fuck's sake.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that, and he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Oh, we didn't kill them. I was about to say, like, at least they aren't, you know, crazy enough to go overpowered on some bandits. That's good, at least. They know how to hold back.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know.
Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
So we got a new party member, it seems.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
That, or he is just the, let's see. Where is it? Boop. Nope. So yeah, he isn't considered a party member.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts.
In the flesh. What hit them? Saw him once when I was your age. He had that same look in his eyes.
I kind of messed up and ran straight through all of them.
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord. I will be here should you...
And, seems like the weapons are still kind of as weird as always.
Need aught else?
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Yep, time to finally put these bastards down. So I was right about him becoming a party member. Or at least right now he's a guest. But how many party members can I have at one time? Because if I could, I would swap out Torgal, because Torgal's kind of just supplementary damage. He doesn't deal main character damage at all. No, I don't think that'll happen simply because he has his own bar and whatnot. My issue is the fact that no one else has a fucking thing that, you know, we can use in order to increase damage for them at all. I even don't really use Torgal that much because Torgal's kind of he doesn't work with heavy enemies, and I can mop up light enemies like they're nothing at all. So it's kind of just this weird scenario of he's there, but he can't contend with all the magic and whatnot. At least not right now. Maybe he will once he gets a upgrade or something like that. Because you've got this, which just like, is there supposed to be more? What have you? We've got one for Clive, but not one for Jill for some reason. I understand they may not want to overlap on dominant powers, but at a point you can't really escape it simply because, you know, kind of
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
it's kind of in the
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Yeah.
his talking made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, we have things for Clive, but not Jill. What?
Sideways. How was the Black Shields?
What were they doing? Oh God.
The bastards are lucky.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Here's hoping during this arc we get Jill stuff.
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame. Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
Man, these guys are arrogant.
For us area! For us area!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank! Another one of them to fight their battle for them.
And slice them to pieces.
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't see
Ah. It keeps locking onto the wrong one. Who is it this time? Great, another one of these guys.
Stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
You can't really say that after slaughtering a bunch of innocents. The only person you proved right is us, honestly. Icon abilities. Let's change this one to this one. God, I knew it. Luckily, I know how to tear these guys to pieces now.
So wait! There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
We finish him.
He doesn't have much left in him. Kind of brutally tore that guy to pieces. Not ashamed, though. Not ashamed.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Ooh, we got the reward finally. Well, one of them. We need to get to 100 in order to get the final one. At least for now. We don't know how far the thing goes.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
A burnt blade.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
And we're gonna get slammed with a bunch of side quests again. Let's see. Oh.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Damn, he steps loud.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Okay, so honestly, a nice stopping point. Though I do have to say, I really do like his uncle. Nice, jolly man. Wasn't expecting in order to you know, convince him they were gonna have to do a play, but you know, I'm not complaining. That was interesting to see. If you could see my face, I was grinning ear to ear, so that's good. But yeah, I guess that'll be all for this one. See you guys at the next one. Peace.